A brand new dinosaur game called the Isles of Yore is out tomorrow, and yes, today I'm going to be telling you a quick overview of the game. I'm going to be showcasing the playable dinosaur in the game, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on the game. Now in the future I will be following up with a full review of the game, so if you are new, feel free to stick around for that, and I'm streaming the game tomorrow. I might be giving away a key. Other than that, let's get right into it. Now, this game is a standard dinosaur survival game from what I can gather. It perfectly sits in the niche around the Isle, Beasts of Bermuda and Path of Titans. It's like a mix mash of all of them, and it's got AI as well, which is really nice, and is actually one of the first out of the bunch to have some kind of dinosaur AI functioning in the game. Now, in the game, you will have player life if there is more players on the server. However, currently it's mainly full of AI, but it still doesn't make the game feel empty. I was playing it yesterday, and it didn't feel empty because you could see dinosaurs swimming around, you could see stuff in the sky, you could see other coelophysis in packs, and I'll talk about that in a moment. When you do start the game, you'll be able to launch yourself into several spawn locations on the large island. This island has actually changed quite a bit since the game was first announced, and it looks a lot better now. Here is the spawn location: Horseshoe Lake, the jungle, the lake, beach, Redwoods 1, Redwoods 2, Conifer Hills, and the lagoon. I like the fact that there's a multitude of spawn locations for this game. There's a lot of variety, and from what I can tell, when you die, you are able to actually spawn back at where you died, which is really nice. So it's a nice addition. You're able to spawn in the location that you spawned at previously, even if you died there, and I just overall think that's nice. The Isle of Yore doesn't allow you to do that, and with Path of Titans there's no specific spawn points, same with Beasts of Bermuda, so I do like that there is actual specific spawn points in this game. Now the gameplay has several features. The customization of the dinosaur, in my eyes, is on par with Path of Titans in terms of how it is. In fact, it's more customizable than that of Path of Titans. However, there's only one dinosaur. AI dinosaurs are all over the map. In the big lake I found several Spinosauruses swimming around. Now these are, I believe, the quadrupedal version of Spinosaurus, or that's what it looked like. It's definitely the more aquatic version. There was also a Triceratops which was nearby. The Triceratops isn't actually aggressive unless you attack it, and well, I figured that out a little bit too late because it killed me and I bit it. There was also a pack of AI coelophysis chirping away. Now I'm not sure if these were friendly or not, however I didn't really get to figure it out because I died beforehand. And there was also something flying above. Now these had the same flight pattern and they looked like alien spaceships, and that might be because of the render quality of the game. However, it was very weird. They had a weird humming noise and they looked like spaceships, and I really want to know what the hell they are and if there's any lore behind those weird flying things, or if they're actually just a Hatzegopteryx that has glitched out. There are also weather events in the game as well, like storms. Now these storms look really nice. However, I will say if you have epilepsy, it's probably best to log out while a storm is going on and then log back in when there is no storm, or if you have your own server, and maybe the ability to turn them off. A fun little gameplay feature that I did notice while I was playing is when you are hungry, you can find termite mounds. These termite mounds you can destroy, and you destroy them by doing claw swipes, several claw swipes. When the termite mound is destroyed, the termite grubs will then slither away or crawl away, and you have to try and kill them or eat them while they're moving away, which I actually really like the fact of, but they all move in the same line, and that really does defeat the purpose. However, it is basic AI, and they do say they'll be refining that later. One thing, there is also a thirst and hunger mechanic. You don't see them right away. They're in the bottom right of the screen. However, I will say in the future, these will technically be very handy to you. One thing that there is a scent system in the game. Now, I found it really confusing how scent works in this game. However, it's very neat to have in the game regardless. And finally, that I have noticed, there is Xbox controller support, which is actually really well rounded, and I really like it. There are some gameplay of that on the screen now, showcasing everything off. I found it that I didn't know how to play with the controller at first, but it's very easy to get to grips with. All the controls are very standard, and I really like it. One other thing, you can obviously build a nest, and that's technically not a nesting point, it's a spawn point. But yeah, that's that. Let's get into the dinosaur itself. and I'll be showing that on the screen now as gameplay. When it comes to customizing your dinosaur in the Isles of Yore, it's actually quite nice because you obviously get to see the dinosaur, you get to move it around like this, and it's posed up quite nicely. You also have different options, so you've got a scaly skin, which I'm showcasing here. As you can see, there's the scales, but there's also a feathered skin, which looks like this, and as you can see, it's fuzzy instead. You can see that fuzzy texture there. Of course, it's not 3D fuzz, and there's no feathers coming off it, it's just a texture. Obviously, the scaly one, which I did showcase, we have another scaly skin, which I believe has the same scale pattern as before. Yes, it does. However, it's just got a different pattern overall on it. Then you have another scaly skin, which is a different pattern. Now, as you can see, it's technically different patterns but on the same color base, because you have different colors here which you can change, like the body marking, which changes the main body color, which is pretty neat. And then you have the markings, so you can change the marking color, but this is for the underbelly. You can actually change the color of these a little bit, because you can change slight colorations on the underbelly here. You can make the underbelly more vibrant or more bold, and then on this one it's like just more focused on the underbelly. Then this one, it actually goes on an outline of the stripes, which I think is pretty neat, and I think that's a very nice addition for the underbelly. It doesn't actually affect the underbelly here, so to say, however it's a nice addition. Then this one is top markings on the body, which is pretty neat. So the top markings affect the underbelly as well, so these all are different options for the underbelly and stuff. So you've got underbelly slim, you got stripes outline, so you can actually mix and match here. So you can have like another underbelly one here like that, and it allows you to customize the underbelly twice, or the different, you know, things twice, which is pretty neat. Then obviously you could change the other markings here. There's also customization options for the head. Now you have different colors here for the head, which showcases the neck colors that you can actually change here, which I really like. You can also change what it is that you're changing the colors of, so you can eyeline it, which I think is really neat. You can change that to a head patch, which is on the front of the head there. You could do an eye patch, which there you go, you've got a Velocci Uwu dinosaur. Then you've got you've got neck patch, and you've got neck stripes, and then eye lines. Slot 2 is basically the same stuff here, so you can do the same thing, but you can obviously mix and match and add another color. And then slot 3 is the same thing once again, but with different options. Now I believe you can actually just go ahead and do the same thing multiple times, which, by the way, allows you to create a very nice looking dinosaur. The only dinosaur that's playable at the moment is Coelophysis. That being said, it's a very nice dinosaur overall, and there's a description of it up there. When you start, you are in the game, and there are different sounds. I wasn't able to get the adult sounds, however, these are the baby sounds. As you can see, there was a lot of love and care put into the sounds right there, which I think is really neat. One thing is you also have these. You have communication and you have emotes. Now, of the emotes, you've got groom. You have groom other. So this is like grooming another dinosaur. Then you have look around. And then you have wallow, which is a bit hard to see because I'm in the ground, which I'm going to have to change really quickly. Let me just go somewhere where I'm not in sand, and it's probably easier to see. Probably here would make it easier to see, so this is wallow. Overall, a lot of love and care has actually been put into making the dinosaur in this game and making it come alive. I love the colour options that you've got, and over time it does grow. It's like Draconia's growth, where over time you do grow, but like the model kind of stays the same, you just get bigger. I haven't really noticed any differences from the baby to adult, but yeah, that is the dinosaur spotlight itself. However, with every video, I have to give my opinion on this game. Now, in my eyes, I really think this is a very good game. However, now one thing that I have noticed is that when I did attack the Triceratops, it did kind of get me stuck on it, and then I died trying to get away from it, which is quite unfortunate, which is something I believe will be fixed in the future. However, the AI itself kind of feels like it doesn't really have too much life to it, apart from the Coelophysis. That definitely had some life to it. The Triceratops to me felt very slow, very lumbering. It was on its own, and when you got a closer look at the model, it probably needed some work. That being said, the gameplay itself is kind of neat. You do grow over time, as I have said. The nesting is a spawn point, which is a nice feature, and the dinosaur overall does feel a little bit slow, or in some areas. I feel like the camera itself is a little bit janky in my eyes. However, it's a very good camera for a first game. I just feel like it can be improved. What I will have to wait for when I do my review is how the game will perform in multiplayer, because I didn't get to play it with anybody, and hopefully during my stream tomorrow, I'll be able to play it with some of you guys who will be getting it on the game's release, and when I will be giving away some keys for the game. Anyways, that's my opinion. I do think the game at the moment is a wishlist worthy game. I do think it's a very good game at that. I just feel like its price isn't that competitive with the likes of the Isle and Beasts of Bermuda, because it sits exactly in the middle of their price range, which is very tiny. So, well, you're actively competing with the two bigger games in that competitive category, and so I feel like the game should lose £5 in terms of its price to make it more competitive. That being said, that is the game. That is Isles of Yore, and let me know your thoughts on it. Are you excited for it? Will you be picking it up tomorrow? Let me know. Anyways, everybody, that is the Isles of Yore. I do think it's a good game. If you are looking for a dinosaur game that you want to get under your belt, if you want to collect all the dinosaur games, this is definitely a game for you. I feel like it's a quirky game. I feel like the developer has done very well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think it looks nice? Let me know everything. Other than that, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new, feel free to subscribe and let me know your thoughts about Isles of Yore. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.